Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. We have our photographer, editor, Chris Lecoq, on this side of the camera today because he spent the weekend down in Leeville for the Hobie World Fishing Championships. And Chris, from all the reviews I got from the fishermen, from the organizers, the spectators, everybody said this is a rounding success.
Absolutely. It was an incredible experience to have an event like that, international worldwide event in Leeville. And there was 49 anglers total, and they represented 17 different countries. So for that many different countries, people come, they come here, and they all had good things to say. So I'm pretty sure there's some of our newest ambassadors to go back to their home countries and tell everybody about fishing in Louisiana, even though there was bad weather.
Louisiana will definitely benefit for years to come from this event that took place. How is it structured?
They do a photo catch and release tournament. So what they do is they go out, each angler has a camera, and they go out and they're chasing one redfish, one speck, and one flounder. Biggest, longest one is what they're after. When they catch a fish, they put it on a ruler and they take a picture of it. And when they come in at the end of the day, they all turn in their memory cards from their camera, and then that's how they figure out who had the biggest fish for the day.
Team USA made a very good showing.
Absolutely. You could say local knowledge paid off in a situation like this, even though some of the other countries, I mean, they did well for never fishing here before. But I'm going to mess this name up, I know for sure, but Jianping Du, Chinese angler, he wowed everybody when he came in, and he had the total leading length after day 2, and he wasn't even in the top 10 on day 1. So it was really neat to see how the Chinese kind of strategized, they got together, and they were actually leading on day 2 with one of their anglers.
You know, if the name Steve Lassard sounds familiar because he's been on this show before, this is a repeat. This is his second time as a world champion, which is just verifying even more his skill and talent as a fisherman. You know, you mentioned all these different anglers coming from all different parts of the world. And, you know, in talking to Keaton Eoff, who was the director of they call him the strategic tournament director, he was very pleased and very happy with the way things went off.
He was. He had nothing but good things to say about the area, the people in Leeville, the people in Fouchon. Leeville Restaurant played a big part in providing food for the anglers. And in Moran's Marina in Fouchon, Chris Moran went above and beyond. They housed them. They had meetings at the restaurant. They had meetings at the bar. They had stuff going on at the pavilion over there. Hats off to them for what they provided to all the anglers coming here.
Now, Keaton also told me that every angler had identical rigging as far as the kayak and their accessories, but they left the baits, individual baits and lures, up to each fisherman.
Yeah, they did, and they were all on the Hobie Pro Angler 14, it's a very nice kayak. If you've never seen them, you should check it out online, especially if you're a kayak fisherman. And they had them rigged out with sonars and low-ran system and power poles and all the things everybody was on an equal playing field as far as their boat that they use. But then a lot of the local guys use gulp. Matthew Scotch that was leading after day 1, and he was 5th overall. He caught a lot of his fish on gulp, he told me when I talked to him. And just your typical baits in Leeville, a lot of them use. But the Chinese, they have it's called a lure fan, and it's one that they invented. I guess it's big in China, but a lot of their anglers said they used it. And I think Steve Lassard even said he caught one of his fish on a lure fan lure, which he said was kind of like a shrimp color. Mm-hmm. And so they were pretty excited. Each day, the top angler got a lure kit presented to him by the Chinese from Lure Fans. So maybe there could be baits that are upcoming. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the ones from different countries had their own little techniques and own little baits that they used.
You know, in addition to Moran's Marina, the town of Leeville, the Lafourche Parish, the Tourism Commission, all chipping in. The Bayou Coast Kayak Fishing Club did a real yeoman's job. They got some good kudos for all the assistance they gave. And Keaton also mentioned that a lot of the local fishermen in that area served as ambassadors to kind of help let the anglers that have traveled so far know about local fishing and what they should do there. Another guy that got recognized was Brendan Bayard, who was one of the great field reporters on my radio show. Tell us about the special award he was presented.
Yeah, Brendan was voted by the anglers. Each angler voted on day 3 to have an Angler's Choice Award. And from my understanding, it's a big honor to have the Angler's Choice Award. He was in 13th place after day 1, which wasn't that great. for him. You can tell that he was kind of defeated, and the weather had him defeated. And he even went further. He dropped further back. He was in 19th place after day 2. And I think when you had him on Saturday morning on your radio show, you can tell that he didn't have a lot of high hopes for doing very, very well on day 3. He was just go out there and have fun. Well, he finished overall 7th, so he made a really good showing for himself to finish in the top 10. But he was really blown away the fact that they nominated him Angler's Choice. And I talked to him after everything was over with, and you can tell that he was just astonished and speechless to be honored with that award.
Well, from now on, I guess kiddingly, I'll have to call him Mr. Congeniality. Maybe that's the best description of that award he got. Behind Steve Lassard, how'd the rest finish?
Well, you had, I'll go from 5th to 1st. We all know Steve Lassard won. Overall finish was, in 5th place was Matthew Scotch, who was actually leading after day 1, had not so good at day 2. And he's another Team USA guy from Texas. And then our Chinese guy that I can't pronounce, Xianping Du, he finished in 4th. And he caught a pretty big redfish. We didn't get it on camera, but we passed by him, and he was showing us with his hands that he had a big fish. And obviously he couldn't speak any English, so it's hard to communicate with him. But you know when somebody does this with their hands, that means a big fish. And then he actually caught about a 40-inch black drum. And he was so excited about it, and he didn't get, it wasn't until he got back to the dock and he realized that it wasn't the right species. But they got some good photos on that. I wasn't in the boat when he caught that fish. And then another Team USA angler, Matthew Van, who was from Pensacola, he was third, he finished 3rd place, but you can tell that he was very honored to be in the top 3. And his family even traveled, his wife and his kids traveled from Pensacola to see him accept the award, so everybody, it was a really good moment. And then they call it Clash of the Titans going into the final day. You had Richard Somerton from Australia, who was in 2nd place, and Steve Lassard in 1st place. And those were both previous winners of this event. So it was the first time to have a potential repeat champion for this event. And Steve Lassard, local guy, Louisiana angler, represented Team USA and came out with the victory.
Let's take it down there now. Leeville, Louisiana, down in Fouchon, where the World Hobie Fishing Championships were held.
Hobie Fishing Worlds is just a spin-off of what we've done in the past. Hobie Cat is not new to running world championships. We started with Hobie sailboats in 1976 with the very first Hobie 16 World Championships, and that was in Hawaii. And the idea was that the equipment was all provided, and then sailors at that stage could fly in from around the world and compete on a level playing field. We applied that same methodology to the fishing, providing all the boats free of charge to the anglers. And you could fly in from around the world, bring your rods and your reels, and that way the person with the best skills and mindset would win the World Championships. Started some 6 years ago, and it came out of Australia. We've been to the USA once before, at Lake Bastrop. We've been to places like China and the Netherlands, and now we're back here in the United States, in the Shire down here, which is quite nice.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anglers away and good luck.
It's pretty amazing. I tell you, I've been to a lot of big bass events in my life, but this is a unique event. We've got anglers from 20 countries competing for the World Championship. This is an amazing experience. You know, the neat thing about this tournament for me is I'm not fishing it, and I'm here as a student. You know, I'm pretty new to the kayak game, so to be here this week, to get an opportunity to watch these guys fish, to watch these guys at what they do, their craft, it's an amazing experience. I'm out here to learn. I'm going to be watching these guys. I'm going to be picking up tips, and you know, it really flows with what this sport is all about. This sport's about growing the sport, it's about getting new people involved, and it's about learning. And I'm going to learn a lot this week.
We chose the area, southern Louisiana, here at Leeville and Fouchon, because it's a perfect layout for kayak fishing. You've got miles and miles of marsh, plenty of fish, protected from the elements, which is really important, and it's a really good thing because the weather here has, it's been bad. Probably maybe some of your worst weather all year. We've got temperatures down in the upper 30s, you know, 20, 30, 40 mile an hour wind gusts. And the anglers have been on the water throughout all of this. They've been safe. You know, we got people in place. We got boats on the water. We're looking out for them. They're connected to us. So we want them to come have first off, just a safe experience here in southern Louisiana. Second, we wanted to get the feel of fishing for redfish and trout and flounder. Flounder have been quite elusive. I don't know of one that's been caught, but we gave it a shot.
All right, hey, my strategy today is just to go out, and honestly, I'm gonna keep doing what I've been doing. Yesterday, the front came in, pressure dropped, temperature dropped, or pressure actually went up. Temperature dropped, fish shut down. Today, my porpoises are back. That means the fish should be here. I'm gonna go check out my spot 300 yards from the boat ramp and see if my big fish are home again. I'm pretty excited, man. I'm chomping at the bit. I know today anything could happen. The guys at the top could drop it and I could smash them again, so we'll see.
The 2 first days I caught fish both days, and I went back today to the spot where I saw many fish and I had many take. And it was so low water and cold water, so I panicked. It was on the other end of the lake, so I panicked to the north part of the water, and I couldn't find any fish, so I didn't catch anything today.
这个周末过得很开心，很棒。美国的大鱼很好。
This weekend was awesome. I caught a lot of big fish. The fishery here is just awesome. I really enjoyed my stay here.
Experience has been great so far. I've never fished for reds, trouts, or flounder, but I still haven't fished for flounder apparently. But the whole experience down here has been amazing. The guides put us out there, taught us a little bit about how to go after the target fish. I was successful on the pre-fish days. Managed to land 1 red on the first day, and I landed another red today. Didn't have so much luck yesterday.
Also, we wanted to have a feel of the community here at Leeville, Fourchon, all of Lafourche Parish. We wanted to have a real community feel, so we invited the guys from Bayou Coast Kayak Club to come down, and we had 15 coaches basically. And so they took out the anglers, just showed them the area, got them familiar with the area, went over some safety techniques, taught them how to catch the fish. Improves our competition, gives us a safe platform for the anglers, and it includes local anglers. And this club's a fantastic club, one of the biggest in the world probably. I don't know of one bigger. And the guys just been a ton of help, interacting with the anglers. And then every night we fed them a great meal. And we've had anything from fried catfish to boiled shrimp, boiled crawfish, potatoes, that whole rig. And they've got a true sense of what Southern Louisiana's like, Cajun cooking. And you know, got to interact with the people, and then also interact with the world's competitors. So we bring in people from 17 different countries, and they spend a week together. They fish together, and what they come out with is they come out with an idea that there's people that are like-minded, enjoy the same passions. They're just good people across the globe, and thanks to social media, Facebook connections, you know, these guys have lifelong friendships now. And in the end, we get to tag a winner.
So great! I'm meeting people from Brazil, China, all over. To see them here and know they're going out to fish in those little boats. They're not only got to be great fishermen, they got to have a lot of guts, because I don't know if I can stay right side up in those little boats. I'd love to try sometime, but a lot of great people here from all over. We're having a great time.
It's kind of overwhelming. Angler's Choice Award. It means a lot to me to be voted by these guys. Some of them are great friends and new faces that have just met here, and it's just very humbling to be picked for this honor. It's a trip to go do this again wherever this may be next time. The next Worlds is a mystery at this point, but I'm really looking forward to getting back out there and going to do one of these again. You know, I got to thank all of the guys in the American team and all the other people that for some reason decided to do this for me. I'm kind of speechless, and it really means a lot.
It just keeps, you know, facilitating itself, and it grows and grows and grows, and we always look for more countries. This year, Brazil is new. They brought a great team. The guys are super nice, interact a lot, and so we're looking forward to having them, you know, join us in these events now and just continue to grow the sport.
To compete against this level of kayak angler, these anglers are from around the world. Each one of them won some sort of a championship or event to get here, and to win at home against this group of guys is just such an honor. I'm proud to be from the state of Louisiana, and just love kayak angling. I'm speechless for how humbling this is.